Welcome to the Real Salty Podcast. Please join Stephanie and Caitlin as we dive into life in Florida, the good, the salty, and everything in between. We'll chat about real estate, family, sports, building a community, and all the unique things that make living in the Sunshine State so special. Plus, we'll bring on some amazing special guests to share their stories and expertise along the way. So grab your favorite drink and get ready to laugh, learn, and get a little salty with us.
Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Real Salty Podcast. We're so glad that you're with us. What's up, girl?
What is up? What is up? So that was so fun on Saturday.
Right?
It was so fun. So context, I've did all this lawn work as I like to do. It's my therapy on a,
yes.
I need to do it.
You're a better woman than I am.
Oh, I was so sore afterward. And so then I go to my next favorite place, which is Home Depot, which I know that's saying a lot. That's about me. Yeah, it's good. And Caitlin texted me. I was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, meet you. Let's get into some shenanigans. Yeah.
You were like, I'm at Home Depot, but I can totally meet you.
Yeah, I'll totally meet you. I
was like, say less. You know where I'm at.
Less. So you're out there gallivanting around John's Pass, which is hysterical because you live there. So it's not like,
no,
I mean, it's not a mall, but it is a good shopping center.
It's kind of my mall. And
I know. I actually, I mean, you really could walk around like it's your mall. I mean, remember when Lids was there? You could get a hat there.
I know. I was like, oh, not that I miss it, because shout out to Delos's Pizza, but it's like, where's my Sbarro? No, I was kidding.
Yeah. Well, and I went into Bronze Lady, and the whole thing has changed, understandably, because probably everything got ruined in the hurricane. But yeah, I mean, they're all just, it was bumping. Though on Saturday, it was bumping, and that was good vibes, right?
Yeah. Well, and down in near those shops, actually, I actually stopped into Island Attitudes. And I don't think this is something that is well advertised. I've told them I've lived behind here for multiple years and I didn't realize they offered this service. So before I get into it though, I just want to ask a question, because this is a funny story to me. What does permanent jewelry mean to you? If someone says, oh, by the way, we're having a sale on our permanent jewelry today.
Permanent jewelry is going to be a piercing. That would be what I would think. I mean, not that that's so permanent. I mean, I don't know if any jewelry is permanent, but I would think a piercing would be, and you would need like a back room where you close the curtain.
Darling. Yeah, we're making. You're gonna have some explaining to do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of explaining, and that, but are mostly found in tattoo stores. But I'm pretty sure that we only got henna.
This actually makes me feel really a lot better about myself, because I realize that maybe this is just, I hate to even say it this way, but our age demographic, because the very first time I ever heard about permanent jewelry, I was at a hair salon. Well, I went there to get my hair done, and my hairstylist had actually moved to a new salon. They had all kinds of cute little things in there, boutique, nail girl, massage, all the things. But I was there for hair. And she goes, oh, by the way, for the grand opening, we're having a sale on permanent jewelry. And I laughed, and I said, would kill me, laugh, be like, really? If I showed up with another piercing today on a random Saturday? And she was like, no. So for all the good people that are well aware. Yeah, for all the good people that are well aware of what we're talking about, I'm sorry, but we are talking about, for the people that are in my boat and your boat, the jewelry where they actually have the little girl that sits there with the welding tool, and actually you choose the piece of jewelry and she welds it onto you. Not your skin, not your body, but just welds it on to where it's right.
So they have a whole spool of it. Yes. And when they cut to your, that's nice. They cut to your size.
Yes. And ever since then, this has been multiple years ago, I'm a huge fan. But what I didn't realize as a Madera Beach local is that there's actually a shop in John's Pass that not only puts on these permanent jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, anklets, however you want to wear it, but they'll also re-weld for a very reasonable amount. So the shop is called,
I actually didn't know that either.
The shop is called Island Attitudes, and I'm going to be honest, the first time I heard about this service that they offered, they're like, "Oh yeah, we've had it forever." And I'm like, "Sorry." Was during the seafood festival this year in March. So, they had it.
Well, I
Yeah.
actually love that because I mean, who wants an ankle bracelet? Well, first of all, ankle bracelets are tough because they can be tight in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And, I
Or
mean,
loose. Yeah.
or loose in a lot of ways. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, everyone's got different sizes, and then, but you don't want it to be too loose or that you're using the
Right.
extension piece of it.
Well, and the beautiful thing
Is it
about it
reasonably
too,
priced?
it is very reasonably priced. And actually, I was discussing with my family back in Missouri, and sometimes, at craft fairs and different types of
Yeah.
events, markets, they'll show up and there'll be a booth that does it. And I love my family back north, but apparently they for a child bracelet, which is usually less than an adult
Oh,
bracelet,
right.
they
Okay.
charge $60. And I will say this, if I'm not mistaken, Island Attitudes, you can get kiddo bracelets and anklets for about $25.
Oh,
There's
that's so
certain
bad.
products you can choose from. There's different types of tiers of the thickness of type of jewelry you
Sure.
can choose. So
Sure.
I have a thicker chain on my ankle. I believe that one was maybe $60. I've had it on for months, months, and it's not turning. It's not, dinging.
Yeah, and
It's
you wear
not
gold actually too, which is
right.
saying a lot.
It's gold. And then I have three of them on my wrist, which actually they had already rewelded. There was nothing wrong with them, but I'm a weirdo and I don't like things real tight on my wrists.
Well, when
And
you're working on
so,
the computer all the time, you don't want the banging all the time,
exactly.
right?
Well, that and I don't know. I just don't like things really being tight on my wrist. And so I had them put
That's
on
actually
very,
super cool.
I had them put on really loosely and I just went back on Saturday because what they did was they detached it and they tightened them to my liking
Did it
and it was
hurt?
$10.
That's amazing.
$10. So anyway, shout out to
Yeah, I don't know.
Attitudes because
Permanent
they have
jewelry
permanent
brings me
jewelry.
back to my college days.
Well, if
That's
you
what
have
that
that
does.
one, rebellious teenager that you're reluctant to let her get her nose or tongue pierced, Bambi. No, I'm just kidding. Then maybe let her have a permanent bracelet for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm just going off of my own, 18-year rebellion. Dogs in the fight. Take them down there to get a permanent anklet and be like, oh my God, look how cool you are.
Well, I think that there's an age frame, there's an age bracket from 18 to like, I don't know, till you get a real job and you feel like you're doing a good job at life,
Yeah.
that you start to experiment with control of your own life, and that can be represented in a tattoo, that can be represented in piercing, and that can
Well,
be
am
now
I the only
represented for a girl with permanent jewelry so that
well,
we're
am I
not
the
doing
only
anything serious.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna say for the whole class because you were like, yeah, once you're done with that kind of, age, and I'm like, actually, 18 through 21 is when I got most of my
Yeah,
jewelry.
me too. Me too. Me too. I
It
mean,
wasn't after that, honey, but
it
yeah.
really wasn't. No, I mean, it was during that time frame where I don't know, maybe it's like loop moving out and it's scary. I really don't know, but
Yeah.
it is absolutely during that time frame that I look back and I'm like, what the I'm not going to regret it, but
All I
I'm
can
like,
say is that piercings come out.
they do.
Tattoos, you gotta hurt and you gotta pay, and they'll come out. But you just
Yeah,
take it out, no harm, no foul. Luckily, if it's done right, because God forbid you get like your eyebrow pierced and it's like sorry. Anyway, we are
totally.
tangenting
Yeah. No,
very
I mean,
hard.
that's right. They can be taken out, and I'm pretty sure tramp stamps are there forever. So we'll leave it with that.
God, we should partner with a laser away company or
Yeah.
something like that. But what's funny is when I was down there in the shops, the one thing I want to mention is it never fails, never fails. You hear somebody call St. John's Pass.
That's my favorite. I love that
We're
on
in
social
St. John's
media.
Pass. Where are you? Yeah.
That is truly my favorite on social media because, I wish that I could comment more, but I just don't. I don't comment. I wish that I could.
What are you
I,
going to tell the good people from Indiana? You're taking their Wave Runner money. Of course you
I,
can't.
I, I can't comment because I'm connected to too many businesses.
What? We're in
And
St. John's Pass right off of the Gulf of America. I have no idea where we are.
someone asked us today if they should bring a grill or if grills are provided.
My
My husband
Gosh.
answered politically, we're a jet ski business and we don't have a beach right here. I mean, it's just that the questions that we get, but social media, that cracks me up about the St. John's Pass, because it's like, okay, I understand there is a St. John. First of all,
I
I
think there's
understand that.
them. Nope,
Okay,
I'm a
I
horrible
understand
Catholic.
that piece of it. I
St.
also
John is,
understand,
yeah.
yeah, that St. John's River, which is in Florida, which
Yes.
I don't
St.
ever hear anyone
Augustine.
talking about that. I mean, I hear them talking about Weeki Wachee and all the places the
Well,
manatee
it's
go.
on.
It
We
is.
got, we got to go all the way through Orlando to get to
We're
that.
not,
Who has time for that?
we don't have time for that. We have zero time for that. So it's St. John's River. Okay, that's cool. But
Correct.
I assure you, John's Pass is, he was no saint.
He was a
He was a
pirate.
pirate. Hence all of the skull pirate stuff in John's Pass.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be completely high and mighty on my soapbox right now because before I lived here, and actually, this is a correction already on myself for correcting. Before I lived here, but for a number of years, okay, I called it St. John's Pass. And Trent
You
called
need
it
to be
St. John's
shot.
Pass. I should have been shot at
I
least
mean,
in
it
the
probably just
leg
should have
before
happened.
I was allowed to cross the Mason-Dixon line. But
I mean, seriously.
in my defense, I was born in St. John's Hospital.
Well, yeah. And my fake ID was from St. Paul, Minnesota. So I get the whole like throw things saint in front of it. I mean,
As a good Catholic girl like myself, you should resonate with the fact that it just rolls off the tongue.
it does. It does. It does. But there's nothing biblical about what's going
No,
on here.
but no, and absolutely not. But
Maybe pre
still,
hurricane, we could have said it was, but post hurricane,
you know what?
Jesus is after
Wait a
us.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. It still is a family-friendly tourist
Oh, it
destination,
is.
Stephanie. Let's not
It
act like
is.
it's gone completely Sodom and Gomorrah.
No, it's still a close at 10, good vibes.
About that, you can't find a late night party there. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
well, you can't. And if I, it like feels super New England, a cute little town. It's definitely one of those places that if
It
you
does. It's
are,
a fishing village.
it
Yeah.
is, it's a fishing
Yeah.
village that, no one knows when the places went up, but they all are there.
Don't
And
worry about it.
don't worry about it, people. That one of the things that is great about it is that if you are staying near there, in a condo or a hotel or wherever, you
Right.
can let your kids wander over there and you don't need to worry about anything. It's one of the things that when we moved down here from Connecticut and we knew that our kids were going to be super exposed to just
Yes.
being at the business all the time, like we're
Right.
always going to be in John's Pass, that we would feel comfortable with it. They can wander around. There's never been a time, and granted, like Cooper has been going to John's Pass. He's 20 now, since he was 3 years old. And there's never been a time that I've been concerned about his safety or anything like that. So, because there's only so many entrances in and so many entrances out. So
And I have to
we'll
agree
call it St.
because
John's.
other areas that like just this weekend, Trent and I hopped in the car literally yesterday and did a Sunday drive.
Oh,
Favorite
that
things
was
to
so
do.
fun last time you did that,
Yeah, got in
though.
the car, didn't drive anywhere, but we
Oh,
have friends of ours.
so
Well,
you
I'm
just
just
stayed in
saying we
your
didn't have a
driveway?
destination. No, we didn't have a destination. It was
Oh,
a wherever the car took us. I did realize I said we didn't go anywhere, but I mean, there was no mission. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it was just, let's just see where we wind up. So we went all the way north and then we wound up all the way down in Pasagrow. But the
Ugh,
point is that we have many a friend that have teenage kiddos, older kiddos, if you want to say it that way, where it's not just, you can put them in the sand with a shovel and a bucket and they're going to go to
for
town for the
sure.
entire day. You got to give them a little bit more. And so we were talking about the fact of John's Pass is great. And it is probably one of the places in our brain where we would trust, like you said, to be like, okay, let's all
Truthfully.
meet back here in
Yep.
2 hours
Truthfully.
and everyone's fine. It drop them
Even
off on
downtown St. No, we'd
absolutely
have no
not. I'm
problem.
not taking you to Clearwater
Yeah.
Beach. Like, little girl, been there, done that, know your game. You're
Yep.
cute. Here you go. You
Yeah,
know?
no, it's super safe. That's one of the things that is
Yeah.
great about it, is that it's a super safe environment for sure. And
Yeah.
it's definitely one that parents can feel comfortable with. I mean, when we were doing the final Friday, and I know that we're trying to reboot it in a different way at this point.
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Right.
stay tuned for that, is right, because that was really cool that we did this as a like kind of a collection of people in John's past, that my daughter would go down with her friends all the time.
Right.
I mean she's now going to be a junior in high school, but when she started doing this, I think she was in 8th grade, and they couldn't drive. We would just
Right.
take it, we would take them down there, and we would just say, let us know when you're ready to leave. And it would be a couple hours later, and they'd go wherever for food and then ice cream and go in and out of the shops. And maybe they did get the permanent jewelry. I don't know. I didn't see any of it, but it's a super
I
safe
don't think they
place.
unless it's on like an extremity limb at this
Yeah.
point. So you would have saw it. I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure I would have.
I can't think of any body part they would just like chain. And
No,
we don't need to go there anyway. And the
yeah,
point is, they would have made a parent sign for whatever that was.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. But so I saw you on Saturday, and then Caitlin and I went ahead and did the conversations with the mayor on Wednesday,
Yeah,
which
that
was
was last
so
Wednesday.
nice. Yeah,
Yes,
which
friendly
was so
fisherman.
nice.
Yep, yep.
I actually love the way that she started that conversation, because I mean, you just think that the mayor holds the key to everything, right? And like they're the buck starts here with her, right? And she
Sometimes, yeah.
really opened it up.
Well, sometimes you're absolutely right. There's a misunderstanding of basically the power that is wielded by the different types of city officials. And so one would think that the mayor has some kind of like all covering, veto
Yes,
powering,
for
power
sure.
wielding position. And that's not the case.
It's
And most
not.
people don't realize that. And that's the beauty of it, people, democracy.
Yes.
That it needs to be a collective agreement when things are pushed forward or passed or initiated or budgeted and things like that. And
Yeah.
that's amazing because as much as I love our mayor in position now, God forbid a person that has the wrong intentions to wield the wrong amount of power in a specific position like that, that could go awry. But you're absolutely right. She comes with a little bit of kind of an updated agenda, and then feedback
Yes.
is welcomed and questions, of course. But you're absolutely right. She led with, I want to hand the microphone around the room. And if you good people individually were mayor for the day, what would you do?
I actually love that she did that too. I was like, what a good question to throw it back to the audience. And I mean, we were a little stumped by it, but by the whole process. But I actually love that she did that. I mean, she's hosting them twice a month right now. You got to
Yes.
change it up a little bit so you keep, and there was a good collection of business owners there, as well as like
There was a
people
of
owners.
commerce-centered questions that were asked during that
Yeah.
meeting that I noticed it wasn't just purely residential concerns or questions. It
Yes.
actually had to do with the forward thinking of where our city is going to go and where the businesses are going to revive from here that haven't already. And I think that that was a really good thing for us to discuss in an
Us,
open forum situation like that, because personally, and we didn't talk about the fact that I was going to talk about this, but personally, your husband is absolutely right.
yeah.
Because when he says, when you drive Gulf Boulevard, we talk about this all the time, that there's so many different towns. You can drive a straight line up and down Gulf Boulevard, and you go through what, 12 different towns?
You do. Yeah.
All with their different flair, all with their different types of, makeups, if you will, whether it's
Yeah.
purely residential, shout out to Bel Air, or
Yes.
very business driven. And at the same time, right now, during our renaissance, if you will, after the
Yeah.
hurricanes,
Yeah,
there's
for
going to
sure.
be a
It's a good
lot
way to
of
put it.
changing of the guard. And if we don't present ourselves as a city as being, this is the place where you should put your money versus a different beach town along these barrier islands, we got to do what we got to
Yeah.
do what we got to do.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
definitely tough. I mean, you have seen some businesses just rebound so fast. And the tough part about that too is that you say to yourself, we rebounded for not
Yeah.
everyone else to be rebounded, right? It's like everyone's got to have their own skin in the games with this. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's tough pull, from a
Well, and we
humility
also have to
standpoint.
be empathetic to the situation where a lot of maybe the property owners haven't completely finished out their course with their insurance adjuster. They haven't got the check. They haven't,
Yeah.
gotten through these processes and everything. But let's make sure to take a pulse as a city to make sure that they are on it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we're
for
in
sure.
process, we're in the middle of it. We are going to be back. We are figuring out solutions. We are going to rebuild or tear down and rebuild. We
Yep.
just we just need to know what the intentions are at this point. And again, even 10 months after the storm, we always have to approach with a very sympathetic, empathetic type of approach.
Agreed. And one of the things that I've always loved that they did, specifically Madeira Beach, which they put out today on social media, is the permitting update. The
Yes.
transparency is, you
There's
just
not
have
a
to
lot of
have
towns
that.
that are doing those updates. I'm glad you brought
No,
that up because our
no,
town is
I
still
actually
doing
love
those
that. And
active.
I almost mentioned that in the meeting last Wednesday, like we need another permitting update because there's so many different facets to it. So like,
It's transparency. It just has to do
yeah,
with just checks and a balance and just know that our city is working hard for us, which you and I personally don't doubt. But for somebody that's still in the process of making sure that everything goes through to get their life normal again, that is very important.
it's super important. And so like the update that was given today,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was today. Yeah. So this is from, I mean, the permits, they give an update from basically the 27th of September, right? Which the 24th is when Helene hit.
Right.
So applications have processed is 3,000. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Permits under review are still 132. Permits that are waiting to be reviewed is 13. Permits that with info needed is 203, and then due back, like because they're missing info, is 81. And those are the people that, believe me, I understand that this paperwork process is not easy. It is just not easy. But those are the people that I always worry about creating a bad name for everything. But
No,
it
right.
doesn't, the transparency that the city has is fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
do I think that there are some things that we could have done a little bit better? Like, I do think it's ridiculous that we don't have buoys out in the ocean for a swim zone because as
An
I'm
update
just
at
worried
least.
about
You
it,
know what? And I absolutely agree because right now it's hotter than the surface of the sun to
everyone's
be
in
in
the
the ocean.
water. And
It's
as a business owner, we go over it during an orientation. And now, in the last 2 weeks, we have made it part of our protocol to say, listen, they're not, the swim buoys are no longer there. We're still figuring it out from Helene. We don't know what's going on with it. But, thank you, Google. But we get calls daily from people sitting on the beach at Google jet ski businesses, and thank you, Google. But
hmm.
and it doesn't matter if it's our business or not, we'll send someone out to get people out of the swim zone because we're like, this is crazy. And we know it is only going to take one bad snorkeling event and we have a situation on our hands. And
Yeah.
that's the only thing that I mean, there's plenty of other things that I could complain about and I could have my top five,
Oh,
but I just don't want anyone to get hurt out of all
no.
of
And
it.
here's the thing. I will man up, if you will. You just revealed kind of a sensitive subject that is
Yeah.
very applicable to the running of your business and
Yes.
its liability and what the instructions that you have to give the good people. He also asked the question about the swim buoys, and I was
Yeah, it wasn't me
very
that brought it
interested to
up. I
know those as
wanted to,
well
but
because we
yeah,
both know that literally on these barrier islands, John's Pass that goes from the
not
Intracoastal
St.
out to the
John's.
Gulf. There's
Yep.
nothing else that allows people the access unless you go all the way up to Clearwater Beach or you go all the way down to
Yeah.
Vines Pass. And so what that means is that our beaches as a city, and when you go south right there at Treasure Island, those are the ones that witness the most, in my opinion, disbursement of
Yes.
vehicles of watercraft, right? And
Mhm.
so kudos to you because you didn't bring up that point at the actual meeting. But I appreciate
Wanted
you
to.
being vulnerable right now on this podcast. And I will admit to the good people, you know what? My name is Caitlin Beard. And when that microphone came around to me, I passed it because
Yep.
my parents taught me if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't directed towards the city in general. It wouldn't have been directed towards the mayor. God love
Of
her.
course,
It
of
would have
course.
had to
Just in
do with
general.
two different types of infrastructure issues that are currently on the top of my Karen list, which I
Yeah.
try to keep on the back burner because I'm not trying to roll around with Karen
Yeah.
attitude. But I passed it because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to light that fuse. I'm sorry.
No, you're
And
trying to be part
again,
of the solution versus the problem. And I get
you can
that.
sense our frustration on these certain matters, but the beautiful thing that I have to say is that we both have questions, let's put
Yeah,
like nicely, thoughts, feedback, whatever you have on very specific issues. I will say other
for
cities that
sure.
I've witnessed on their social platforms, or whether it be feedbacks from their meetings that are streamed live, it is a generic, what are we doing here?
Yes.
And so, what I have to say is the fact that we can nitpick on specifically certain issues, everything else is figured out as far as I'm concerned. That's a beautiful thing. So, yes,
It's,
just doing it twice a month. I love that they're doing a lunchtime and a happy hour time to make sure to accommodate for people that schedules might be different.
yeah. I
But
agree. I agree. And the only, the I had was trying to figure out what to say because it wouldn't be like me to not say something. And all my brain went to was, okay, well, I don't want all the hard work that they've done over the last year to be
exactly.
dismissed so quickly if we
No.
have another Helene. So
Yes.
what can we do to get in front of this? And the poor people in Texas that have just dealt with this freaking
Oh,
river situation, like it's so easy just to blame everyone for it, but like how do we get in front of it? And that's why I was like, okay, well, how do we get in front of the next hurricane? Let's just assume it's going to happen,
right.
and it's always on our bingo card. So let's just assume it's going to happen and let's get in front of it. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, and then tomorrow night they're doing an open forum about what is going on in the city and what are the next 5 years of community development looks like. And I'm super jazzed for that meeting.
Community workshop.
I'm just super excited that there would even be something like that, right? Like it's just amazing.
Well, and again, I know that we kind of let our salt show a little
Yeah.
bit. But at the same
Yeah.
time, trust me, we realize that we are in not a privileged situation, but it's kind of like we recognize every day we're blessed to be born in the United States, right?
We for sure are. Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
as a woman. But
Totally.
yeah. So again, not trying to come across as such, but it is funny when you mention social media because I have to say, some of our local pages, social media wise, they use their powers for good, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the lovely people about our amazing airport? Because
Oh,
I almost
oh
can't
yeah.
control myself.
Yeah, so who isn't looking for a good laugh all the
Right.
time?
We
And
need it.
social media,
Everyone needs it.
we talk about it, even at like my business, people have to bring their phones out there because they feel like it doesn't happen unless you can document it, right? Like go on a jet
Right.
ski ride. We're like, no, you can unplug, it's cool, but we also have a compartment that you can put your phone in, blah, blah, blah. And they have to document it. And I get
Well,
it.
I'm
Like I
sorry, but this is
so
a
get it.
very photos or it didn't happen
Yeah,
generation.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it has to go on social media, whichever platform you choose, whether it's the TikTok or
Tic
uh,
tac.
you know, Snapchat, which my kids have
Snip,
removed.
snap. Yep.
Yeah, Snapchat, my kids remove the app every time I try and install it, but not that I would have any clue how to use it anyway.
Still love
And
you.
yeah, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. And I'm not a huge poster as it is, but I get that people do that. But I'm there for the comments and I'm
Yes.
there for the humor and I'm there
Girl.
for the memes, whether it's the NFL or whether it's
Oh, I'm just here eating
Coldplay.
popcorn. I'm like, let's go.
Oh, yeah, or Coldplay. And as we mentioned it
Right.
earlier in the episode, I ain't commenting because I ain't going to get backlash. I mean, I am independent and effing neutral is what I am. That is my stance and it will always be. And I mean,
There
whatever.
be blood in my mouth, but when I'm cruising socials, I am Homer in a bush.
I am make Woody's great again.
Because I can't do that anymore.
Michael and I are like, make Woody's great again. Whatever. We'll do whatever. But
That's right.
But if you need a good laugh, and I had noticed it, but Dennis Phillips had pointed it out a couple weeks ago, which I thought was hysterical. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So Tampa International Airport,
TPA
airport.
Follow them, because whoever
is owning that account is savage. Truly, I mean, it is. You want to feel like you know what's going on in this area. I am sorry, but
anything having to do with pop culture.
Oh, seriously.
Like any kind of viral story, they put the spin on it. And again, bravo, savage.
Yeah, I mean, the latest post that they had done the other day was get your girl a plane ticket to see Coldplay or her boss will. I mean, seriously, it is so freaking funny. I can't even. And like even when and they are business related too, right? So they do business related things, and they make sure that they're including everyone. Last week they put something about they had put on there when you no longer had to wear shoes, which is great. You didn't have to wear shoes.
Right.
Exactly. The TSA will now let you keep your shoes on through security at TPA. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, asterisk. Unless you're wearing Crocs, you should take those off and throw them away. It is so funny. I mean, it's, I appreciate good humor on social media, and it's clean humor. It's good humor. And I just think that kudos to whoever is running that account.
Love that it's our official Tampa airport.
That airport is
Instagram. We could talk about Phoebe, the beautiful flamingo art exhibit that's in there. I mean, I see that all the time.
Do you remember when it was like a kids central area we could play? Yeah, I mean, I've been coming down to Tampa since 2004, right? And we would get off the plane from coming down from up north, and we would have to let our kids play for 3 seconds before we could even take the stupid train to get to the car that was parked right. I mean, the airport has never been more friendly and convenient. It's just amazing.
The good people that are going to watch this reel haven't just watched my facial expression about the fact that your children, you are good parents. You are amazing parents.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Here's the thing. I mean, to give them something to do until the luggage arrives to the little, circular,
no rush.
There's no rush.
They just sat there for 2.5 hours on a plane.
But
they might have had a little Benadryl in them, but
I just also realized that you weren't coming down here until 2004.
Yeah, that's when my parents moved here. So they moved down here in 2004, and
I beat you. Sorry,
you did.
I need to cut you off, but I'm like,
yeah, and they actually didn't have a beach house at that point. They didn't. I think they bought it maybe 2005. It only took about a year. Typical Tampa folk, where we want to have a place on the beach. They lived in Valrico and then bought a condo on the beach, as a lot of Tampa folks do. And who does it? They lived in Ohio. How would we not come down twice a year now?
And I feel like it just plays into the interstate system of the, country, where it's just like Midwest people, we stick to this side. We come either to the Panhandle or you go on to Tampa if you have the patience. I feel like Northeasterners, they come straight down and they go to the east side, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, serendipity, man, that's all I want to say. And we could probably end it with this, but all I want to say is we're going to post a photo. Speaking of this weekend, we're going to post a photo. Cool. And it actually is of Trent and I in front of, on the boardwalk of John's Pass, St. John's Pass. John's Pass, I probably tagged us, and it probably did say St. John's Pass, and we're gonna ignore it. But Trent and I took a photo in 2011, and we were on the boardwalk coming out of Caddy's on the pass.
What was the hut?
Right? And your father's business was in the background. It was a very vintage sign, darling, of Woody's Water Sports.
Sun-kissed.
Yes, sun kiss. There it is. There it is. All of us wish. Don't be silly, Andrea. Everybody wants this. But and we're there. And now you and
I know
podcast
it's
together.
so.
Tricks, like I don't know what's happening. And I
I
don't know
don't
if I
know
took the red
either.
one or the blue one, but
I
either
know,
way,
and
I'm
you posted
happy
it
with it.
I think you posted it yesterday, and I think
I
one of
did.
our fellow friends was like, "Oh my gosh, like, are you
Right.
kidding me?" Like,
Yeah.
it's just so, it's so cool,
Like I
so
said,
crazy,
serendipity, kismet, karma,
whatever it
universe,
is.
whatever you want to call it. Either way, good people, you're welcome.
Oh, the world's gonna do
Okay.
what the world's gonna do, right?
And you know what? We're just here for the ride, but I'm
We are just here for
glad
the ride, girl.
they made sure that this happened because I love your face.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
okay,
Me
before we
too.
let the good people go, one more shameless plug.
Yes.
I have.
Yay! So
Coming up.
I am like actively recruiting now. So we were at the Friendly Fisherman for the conversations with the mayor, and
Yes.
our friend Jeff,
Yes.
which we actually didn't know where he was because he was at a different business.
He was at a different business in the John's Pass.
Yeah, and Caitlin, and that's ultimately actually where Caitlin and I met, was these business meeting at John's Pass.
Yes.
And we just laughed instantly when we started chatting with each other. And so when we walked in, we were like, what? Because it was like,
what are you doing here?
Where
have you been?
But of course I was like, are you doing Burger Week? So I am like on an active, so I know of 3, one that didn't participate last year, that is near and dear to my heart.
Please tell the good people we have VIP access, people. Nobody knows this but us and the business owners and the city.
The Boardwalk Grill is going to participate in Burger Week, and we are here for it. So
it's a local staple, people.
It is. Yeah. And every time someone says, where should I eat when I go to the Boardwalk or when I go to the John's Pass, it's always Boardwalk Grill, Boardwalk Grill. And they have figured out their burger, and I might have gotten to taste it, and they love it. So I'm super excited for this. But yes, as Caitlin is sporting right there, we got to get ourselves a hat.
It looks a little weird. I can't pull it down.
I actually love the trucker hat on you. It looks so good.
Okay.
It looks so good.
So yes,
yeah, we are here for it.
Yes. So please join us August 15th through the 24th. Fantastic event. And plus we'll bring you live updates. But anything else for the good people?
No, we just had a good week. It was an exciting week for us.
We had a very good week. And thank you so much for actually sharing and liking and following our Facebook and Instagram and all the accounts that we've set up.
And just laughing with us.
And laughing with us. We are totally with you, laughing with us or at us. Don't
care. We're not picky.
I don't care.
We're not picky.
But at the same time, again, if there's any topics that you guys want to hear us talk about, please, 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 please let us know.
Yeah, we'll have to do viewer questions because we had a few last week. So we'll have to do that next week.
And you know what? I was actually thinking about it. Maybe we should set up some kind of like Real Salty podcast social during Burger Week where we could have maybe some people show up at a place that we might announce that we're at.
Yes, let's do it.
I love it.
I love it too.
So if you haven't already, please make sure to give us a like and a follow on our socials. We are on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify. Love you.
Okay. See you guys next week.
All right. Stay salty, people. Bye.
Bye.